I feel like we should do a yoga-inspired wellness timeout. So this is very simple. I just go ahead, oh, you know what, we have 2 minutes, but I'm just gonna do some shoulder rolls until it's 3 o'clock. And I'm just gonna take my shoulders around. I'm rotating my shoulders to the back of the room. My shoulder blades are coming together and my feet are planted into the floor, shoulder width apart. My chest is lifted, my tummy is tucked in tight. And then I'm just gonna go the other way. So my shoulders are up and down, rolling my shoulders, rolling my shoulders. Breathing in and out, rolling my shoulders, kind of letting go of any stress that happened today, because stress makes our backs round like this. We don't like that. We have to go like that occasionally and be mindful of our posture and putting our shoulders back and our shoulder blades connecting and our abs are tucked in tight. So good. So with that being said, I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back. Breathe in. It's a gentle stretch for the chest, gentle stretch for the shoulders. And breathing in and out. And sometimes, like at a desk, if I'm at my desk and I start to feel tight, I'll just do this and it really helps my back. And then I just take it around, clasp my hands like this, and go forward. And this helps my low back, which also tends to get sore. And up. Up is always really good. And then I have a sofa here, but you have a chair. I notice sometimes my calves are sore, so I just pretend I'm doing office yoga. And what I do is I do this split stance here, almost like a warrior position. And my thigh is really strong. I kind of squeeze my glute back there. Both of my feet are planted into the floor. And you can hold on to something, but I evenly distribute my weight amongst both my feet. And I just kind of wait for that calf stretch to satisfy this little calf stretch. And then I'm gonna bring it up. Bring it up. So now my foot is bent, so I'm on my toes more. Square those hips, squeezing your glute and bringing your pelvis forward while your hips are square will open up your hips. And again, squeezing that glute and going a little deeper will give you a deeper stretch, almost like a more intense, like really yoga feeling here. You might get a little pull in your abs, really feeling it in your thigh. Thighs are kind of tight and strong here. Ooh, it's kind of a lot. And then you're going to flex that foot, bend that back knee, and come on forward for the calf on the other side. Breathing in, breathing out. This just feels really good. Rejuvenates you. And then you're going to go ahead and switch. So other leg now, stretching that tight calf. Kind of keeping your glutes tight and coming forward with your hips squared. Strong front thigh, lift that chest. You're keeping your abs in nice and tight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feeling pretty good, I hope. You guys can always go a little deeper. Remember to squeeze those glutes. Now we have that hip stretch that we're gonna do really quick. Or not really quick necessarily. Squeezing that glute, you're dropping your knee. So it's going to be very intense right here in the front of your hip, the deeper your knee goes, but you may not be quite ready to go real deep. So you're going to squeeze that glute, bring your hips forward, roll the tension out of your shoulders. Something like this is nice because it will give you a sensation of almost like working out a little bit. It will make your blood flow. It'll give you body awareness, but it's not like you're doing jumping jacks in the office. You could totally do jumping jacks in the office to wake up a little. Woo. All right. Come out of that one. And then slowly come forward. My main tightness is in my lower back at the moment today. And so I was thinking, okay, what can I do to really help that? And I know it's common. So feet just a little bit greater than shoulder width apart. And go ahead and slowly keep your hands on your thighs, and you're gonna slowly bring your hands down your leg. And I don't know where you guys typically would stop here, but go ahead and stop wherever. And then what you're gonna do is let that head fall. Just let it go. I know you're trying to look at me and everything, but don't worry, I haven't gotten it yet. So just let that head drop and hang. And you're gonna breathe in. Breathe out. If you guys can, without getting a head rush, just bring your chest a bit closer to your legs. And you can do this throughout the day. Just get up out of that chair and it's just like a forward bend. Really good for the lower back. And then bend those knees for me. We're going to kind of stick with that whole sequence with the low back, but I'm going to do a little shoulder. I know you guys like the cherry pickers last week. The cherry pickers can be done in a chair. The cherry pickers can be done standing. You're just going to pick cherries. Keep the shoulders down. Lift your chest. Or you could pick anything. Any kind of low-hanging fruit up over your head. Just go ahead and pick it, because every time you reach, you're activating those oblique muscles, which is nice. It gives you that abdominal workout, slight abdominal workout, but also it gives you that very, very nice stretch that you need, because we don't typically put our hands over our head during the workday. And sometimes you just have to, you just really need to stand up and just say, hey, I'm taking a break right now. Keep those shoulders down, sway side to side. And believe it or not, sometimes a very simple twist to the side can do the trick too. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit on my sofa and demonstrate what I mean by that. So you could just sit and turn. And actively turning so that you guys are twisting at the waist and just switching. I'm assuming your chair's on wheels. So I would want you to be, I would exercise caution with this one. But if you guys are feeling adventurous, you can always do a little squat, because squatting ideally is like sitting down. And squat form can be tough, but if you just squat as if you're sitting and get back up, ooh, that's like a little fun thing you can do. And it's not too fancy, just a little squat. if that's feasible for you guys. Just in the event it's not so feasible, I'll stop that, but it's always a good idea. So also we can put our right foot over our left knee and just let it be there to open up that hip. That feels good. Sitting down in your chair, it works. You could also get up. Don't get up in that position. So if you're gonna do it from a standing position, do essentially the same thing. It's just that you stay standing and then you sit your hips back with your hips square, and you're gonna feel a little pull in your hip as you do that. Maybe you're gonna feel a big pull. Ooh. And of course, this is a challenging balancer too, so we have to really focus on a spot in the room, kind of just steady ourselves and feel our muscles working. And this is bringing yoga to the workplace, which is great. And then we're gonna just switch it. Again, you can be sitting. My joints are creaking and very sore today. If you guys have any kind of soreness, I can completely relate. Summers make me sore now because I have 3 kids, and you know how it is. All the responsibilities and running around, and I have stairs now. I just moved. Ooh, the stairs are getting to me. So you guys are also, the option is right here. Of course, breathe in, breathe out. Of course, laughter is the best medicine. We don't want to take our day too seriously. We need to enjoy ourselves as much as possible and count our blessings. And that also helps us with that positive mindset. And like wanting to work out is always a positive thing as well. And working out really makes you feel better. All right, so we're here and we're just balancing, finding a spot in the room, and 5 more minutes, not of this, but in general. So go right ahead. Actually, there's a yoga pose. You're gonna do, you can stand up and do mountain, which is probably the easiest pose ever. You have your feet shoulder width apart, tuck your tummies in, kind of put your pelvis forward. Just be aware of your abdominal muscles. So if we're just like in a bad position, we're gonna be sticking out our tummies, our glutes are forward, like our shoulders are rounded. So we wanna make sure we roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, tuck the tummies in, and kind of tuck the glutes, and you're aware of your whole body. So you're aware of your feet sinking down into the floor. You're very grounded. And that's always when we can just kind of get up and check ourselves and say, okay, roll my shoulders, tuck in my tummy, lift my arms, and just forward fold. And once you get extremely flexible, you can always do this. You can grab the backs of your calves, and you can do all that flexibility fun stuff. But another fun one is put your hands on the ground, bend your knees. Go ahead and bend those knees, and then straighten those knees. This is such a good timeout, you know. Right before this, I took a cleaning timeout. I wiped the counters and I cleaned the mirrors in the bathroom. I was like, yeah, I'm really glad I did that. So I'm assuming the wellness timeout for you guys is similar. You're really glad you did it. I would have rather eat a brownie and have a latte and sit there and not maybe do this, but you're making a healthy choice. Good for you. So what I did now is I wrapped my foot. I kind of had some thoughts about this, like, is this a little much for the wellness timeout? Maybe so. So if it is, feel free to skip that one. But I just did this. This is a yoga pose that I can't remember what it's called offhand on camera under pressure. I want to say it's like standing bird or something. You guys can make fun of me later. I forgot what it's called. So, but the tree pose is really great because it opens your hip up. And it helps with balance and, believe it or not, core. People always ask me, how do I get a good core without doing a million crunches? Do your tree pose when you're washing dishes, guys. So good, because what you start to realize is what muscle is it working? What's it doing? It's balancing our hips and it's tightening our core and it's giving us this like strength and structure, and we're activated as opposed to slumping and the drudgery of washing the dishes. It's like, no, I'm grounded, I'm centered, and doing something good for myself. We really want to center our energy. I'm trying to center my own energy on the daily. So this is a daily reminder for me as well to do that. And I just lifted up my shirt so you guys can kind of see. I didn't suck in my abs, but I activated them. So that's what's doing the work to hold me here. And I just put my hands here, and then my hip is out and kind of like feel it in my side glute a bit and my hips in general. So that's a good thing. Okay, and then your shoulders, like back to the shoulders. So this is a popular one you'll always see. I'm a group exercise instructor. Most of you might know that. So we always kind of do this at the end of a lot of classes. And it's a good one because it's for the shoulders, it's for the triceps. It kind of encompasses a lot and it feels nice. So we did this side and we got to do the same thing on the other side. Then you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm grabbing my elbow and I'm just stretching, kind of no big deal. And I'm going to recenter. It's time to go, say it's time to go back to work. Roll the shoulders again, twice or so, and just kind of roll your head around. Sometimes your neck will get stiff. Back. And front. By 3 o'clock, some of you guys might have some stress from the day. All right, well, hopefully that was helpful for you guys. How am I doing? Oh, a minute over, not bad. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed your time during the wellness time out with me, and I will see you guys Thursday. I'm gonna do a double. I'm gonna cover Christina's at 7:15, and then I have to apologize if you guys were on today at 8 o'clock, it just booted me. Zoom just had a glitch, I believe, and just booted me. So not the middle of my